Kevin, I wanted to ask you, I really loved the way this premiere started. You know, you really owned the situation. How much discussion was that when you were talking about writing this premiere of how you were going to get back into it and kind of own the changes?
Well, you know, it's funny, actually. Tim kind of suggested the idea when we were talking about promos and everything. He'd come up with, you know, we should do something about them switching channels and everything. And then we started kicking it around in the writer's room. And we really just wanted to acknowledge it, you know. I mean, our fans, they were huge in the whole process of bringing us back, and we wanted to give them a little gift and kind of acknowledge exactly what happened.
And we wanted to kick ABC in the ass.
Matt,
don't write
ABC
that down.
bought Fox.
Yeah, that's right.
I meant CBS. We wanted to kick CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wanted to, you know, just kind of give a nod at that and have fun with it, and then move on and actually tell the story, except for the last little she's taller and blonde bit, where the same thing with the new, with Molly McCook, where we want to acknowledge we're not trying to fool anybody that, that Molly Ephraim is no longer playing Mandy. So we just wanted to have fun with that, and then tell a story like we would tell a story.
So how do you feel about being back? Were you surprised when they called you?
I was shocked, because we were shocked when it got taken from us, because we didn't get a chance to say goodbye. We thought we had a couple more years in us, and then we thought maybe it was going to get picked up by somebody else for a few months, and then all of a sudden it was gone. And then we moved on, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we get a call, and we bring him back, and it just feels like we get to pick up where we left off, and actually, you know, follow through with finish telling this family's story, which is what all we wanted in the first place. So
I believe God did it. I do.
God canceled us?
I do believe. God canceled, no. I believe God brought us back because this show...
He thinks it's funny. God's got a very good sense of humor.
He needs a laugh.
He leans a little right.
You know, what the first episode was really about was really important for us that we felt as storytellers and the people who are in the show. That the country now, there's just too much where we've separated into camps and there's all these divisions. And while this show has always featured a character, which is unusual on TV, who's from a conservative standpoint, the basis of this show is that it's a family. It's a family show. And this is a family that loves each other and they will do anything for each other. And so when the politics or the issues come into that family, they don't say, well, we don't deal with that. They deal with it. And they have opinions, strong opinions. But what they say ultimately above that, what's important is that we're a family and we will stick together no matter what. And that speaks to something I think that's got to be said right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, you certainly, Jordan, your character, Ryan, is kind of the opposite, we'd say, of Mike Baxter.
Yeah,
and we definitely see how wrapped up he got in the news cycle and how upset and angry he got. Do you think that's resolved for him? Will he become a U.S. citizen now? What do you think?
Let's hope not.
Hey now, hey.
Yeah, you know, I think we'll see. That's a question for Matt and Kevin, but you know, I think we'll kind of keep playing with that. It's a good thing to be able to push back with Tim on. I can always sort of play that card a little bit because I know how much he loves Boyd, you know, Jet, who plays our son now, and you know, it's a constant push and pull between a family. When you start your own family, how do you do what's best for them, even though you might be doing what's not best for somebody else?
And their relationship is actually a mirror of what Matt is talking about, which is they do hold conservative values, liberal values, and even though they do always disagree, there is respect for each other, if not for each other's opinions, you know, and they find a way to keep working through things because they are family. You know, they do care for each other, and that's a kind of a...
No whispering.
Look at me. What? Look at me.
Sorry, Tim? Discussing the menu.
I actually like what Matt's wearing. Oh,
Where he got those jeans?
What do you want the show to accomplish for the
I wanted to help heal the schism more than anything else. To people start talking to one another in America and to laugh at one another and with each other. That's, if we can do that, if we come close to that, that's a hell of a lot.
Amen.
are you guys going to go for a lot of hot button issues? I mean, our culture is in tumult right now. Are you guys kind of like, wow, we've got so much to work with?
No, I mean, I think, as Matt accurately said, we consider ourselves first and foremost a family show. That's what we think we are. We want the families to be able to sit down and watch TV together, which doesn't happen that much anymore. We deal with current issues when they arise in a natural course of events of telling a story, when they affect everybody's lives. But we don't start off going, hey, this week, let's do a show about, healthcare. Let's do a show about this. That's not how we approach it. We approach it for what are interesting stories that are going on with these characters that can illuminate some new part of them that we've never seen, and how do we tell that in an interesting way? Now, we have a character at the center of the show that is conservative, that is involved politically, so we will be able to kind of naturally make commentary and get responses, but that's not our primary drive. Our primary drive is to tell good, entertaining, enlightening stories about our characters.
And it's kind of hard to keep up with the hot buttons lately.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
They're popping up all over
very
the place.
fast at this point.
You don't know what you're going to say to offend people. It is really...
That offends me, Tim. That really,
It is dancing on the thinnest ice. I'm in the comedy world, been 33 years on stage as a comic, and there's nothing more dangerous right now for all of the comics I know, what we can and cannot say. And basically, we're all anarchists. And I don't like being told what I can and cannot say, and who's telling me what. And I bring a little of that to this guy, but I appreciate where these guys go, because I said our writers are all over the map, but essentially writing just the stuff you do in your life. Eventually the government can't do crap. I think that's really my opinion. I got trying to plant trees in North Hollywood around this cruddy neighborhood where my shop is. That's taken me 5 frickin' years to get the permission to put up trees that I'm paying for. If you deal with the city on any, don't get me started. I like where these guys
Apparently
go.
not.
We dance. We look at the theater of it. You stand back. We got shit to do. People got. You can watch TV, but we all got family members that are doing that thing. They're just watching TV and just getting all pissed off the whole time. You got to get outside.
I want to add one thing in that, we're so quick to label things, to label people different things, and to label our show a certain type of show. But I am so pleased by how many different people just come up to me and say, you know what, I am super liberal and I love your show, or I am a parent and I watch the show with my kids and we love the show. And it's a huge cross section of people that sample our show that I think people who label us aren't aware of.
I think we're one of the only shows on the air right now that reflects real families right now. And it's a comforting, safe place for families to be able to come together and watch entertainment and laugh with each other and all the things you say, and realize that no matter what the differences are between us, if we love and respect each other, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And that's a really nice thing to be an example of.
We've indulged in nudity last year, for heaven's sake. I was in a steam bath.
You were, right?